All right, moving on to 2A.4, still kind of talking about rise over run, like how far up and how far right, or how far down and how far right we're going on a line. So this line is going to have a positive constant of proportionality because it's going up, right? As we go from the left to the right, we are going up. So this would be a positive constant of proportionality. The last graph we saw in 2.3 was going down, so it had a negative constant of proportionality. And again, they give us 2 points on this line. We have 0, 0, and 2, 5. So 2, 5 means we're going right 2 and up 5. So from left to right, we're moving to the right on the x-axis. We are going up 5, we are rising 5, and we are going over 2. We're rising 5 and running 2. So we rise up 5, we run right 2. So our ratio is going to be rise over run. And that rise was up 5, so it's a positive 5. And that run was right 2, so it's a positive 2. On our graphs, as we go to the right and as we go up, that's positive. And as we go left and as we go down, that's negative. So we went up and to the right. So we went up and to the right. That's a positive over a positive. Here's our ratio. Now, once we have a ratio, we can make an equation for the line. So we say y equals 5 over 2 times x, or y equals 5 halves x. And the last thing here, we're going to simplify some fractions. So let's take the problem right here. We have negative 4 over 3 divided by 2. And we have a fraction and a whole number, and it's really messy. So when, just like addition and subtraction, we want to have both numbers be a fraction so we can kind of work with them. So let's turn this whole number into a fraction. Now we have negative 4 over 3 divided by 2 over 1. We can divide anything by 1. So we just divided this 2 divided by 1. Now we have 2 over 1. Now we have two fractions. Now, dividing fractions like this would be really messy. So let's just flip the division into multiplication. So we're going to flip division into multiplication right here. And then we're also going to flip the fraction on top of itself. So this is the reciprocal. So instead of dividing by 2 over 1, we're going to multiply by 1 over 2. And we can multiply fractions really easy. We just go straight across. So negative 4 times 1 and 3 times 2, kind of like we wrote right here. So we have negative 4 over 6. And now we want to simplify. So what number goes into 4 and what numbers go into 6? We've talked about factoring a little bit earlier. We talked about it last class. So what numbers go into 4? 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. And what about 6? 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. So out of these two lists, what's the biggest number they have in common? They both have 1 in common, but they also both have 2. So we're going to take this 2, and we're going to see how many times 2 goes into negative 4 and 2 goes into 6. Another way to do that is just divide. So let's just divide negative 4 divided by 2. So negative 4 divided by 2, that's negative 2. And then 6 divided by 2 is 3. So here's our simplified version of this ugly problem right up here.